Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tolly Frimpong, and on this channel I document and share my financial freedom journey with you all. In today's video guys, what I wanted to do is talk to you about this current pandemic. Just bring a bit of positivity to you guys. I know it's a dark time and I know it's a scary time. So much negativity going on in the world at the moment. You turn on the news and you're just hearing about death upon death upon death, and it's tragic, and my heart and prayers goes out to every single person that's been affected, that has lost a loved one. It's not to be taken lightly, and it's just a horrible thing that's happening in the world. But what I really wanted to do in this time is really look at the positives that has come from this situation. It's good that I've seen happen, which I really want to share with you guys, bring you a bit of encouragement in this time of sadness and chaos and confusion and all the negativity that's going on. I just wanted to really bring something a bit more warm and positive, and something that's a bit more encouraging and uplifting to you guys. I hope you get something from it, and if you have anything additional that you want to add to it, then please do write it in the comment section below. I really appreciate the engagement and the interaction from you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the positives. I think this pandemic has really demonstrated the importance of an emergency fund and the importance of having money set aside for situations that are beyond your control and things that you haven't planned for. I've been talking about it in videos in the past, and I'm thankful to God that we do have an emergency fund. It's not where I want it to be because we bought a car last month, but we do have some kind of a safety net, which we're aggressively now trying to increase, because it's just so important to have an emergency fund, because things can happen beyond our control. This pandemic is proof of that. It's way beyond our control. It's not something that we would have ever expected to see in our lifetime, but here we are. I know for a lot of people right now it's dire times and it's a stressful time and position, but just know that things can change and things can get better, and it's not going to be easy. Nothing in life is easy, and nothing worth having is easy, but take this moment as a blessing in that you'll never be in this position again because of where you are right now, because of how it feels, because of what you're going through. Know that you're never going to put yourself in this position again, so you can take steps and take actions to turn this around for yourself, to make better financial decisions, to ensure that, God forbid, something like this ever happens again, you'll be ready, you'll be in a better financial position. I watched a video with Dave Ramsey earlier today, and he was talking about the same exact thing. He was talking about how when the credit crunch hit in 2008, he was in that position which a lot of people are in right now, in terms of being in a financial mess and thinking, oh flip, I messed up financially. But look, fast forward to 2020, we're going through this pandemic, and he's in a fantastic financial position. He doesn't owe anybody any money, he's not in any debt, his family is financially secure. Obviously, we're still facing the same pandemic, and this disease is not a respect of anybody's financial position, but at least he doesn't have that financial strain or that financial worry as another thing to worry about. All he needs to do is maintain his health and not really worry about the finances, because his finances are secure. So that's why I'm just so passionate about financial education and pursuing financial freedom, because I want to be in that position that Dave is in right now. Come 10 years down the line or 5 years down the line, I want to be in such a comfortable financial position that anything can happen externally in terms of things happening in the world, me losing my job, my husband losing his job, and I know that my family is okay. It's just a positive in that I feel like a lot of people are really waking up to the reality of how life is right now in terms of financial security. We put our security in our jobs and in our employer, and we realize that that rug can be swept from underneath our feet at any time. I'm thankful for this whole experience. I'm thankful for the fact that this has really taught us and really shown us the importance of an emergency fund, the importance of contingency planning, and the importance of having not just a plan A but a plan B, C, D, E, F, G to Z. The positive thing that I've seen, in fact, friends and family, is that they've started to experience a better work-life balance because they're working from home. They have a lot more time with their families. I know in the past a lot of employers are not for the whole working from home thing, and they haven't really tried to accommodate that. Companies have now been put in a position where they have no choice but to make their employees work from home. They've been able to show that it can be done. They can work from home, they can be productive at home and still look after the family. So another positive that I think that this thing has shown is that it's given people a lot more time. So even if you just take the daily commute, for example, the average person commutes an hour to and from work a day. That's 2 hours extra now that you have in your day, and it's like those 2 hours you can now take that and you put it to better use. So whether it's spend more time with the family, start that hobby that you always wanted to start but never had time for, or even work on your side hustle, now you have an extra 2 hours in a day which you didn't have before in order to do these things. So that is a positive, depending on what you decide to do with that extra time that you've been given. I think another positive is the fact that you actually now are able to spend more time with your family. So a lot of people are working from home now. Obviously all the children are out of school, all the children are at home, so now the family is at home together more now, so you get that opportunity to spend more quality time with one another that you may not have ordinarily been able to do when the parents are at work and children are at school. Now everybody's in the home together, you have that time to really spend together, invest in your relationship, get to know each other and just enjoy each other and being around one another. It's also been a great opportunity and a great time to connect with family and friends. I mean, me and my siblings, we had our first group FaceTime call the day after Boris actually announced that we were going into lockdown. We all got on a group call, and it was just nice for us to all speak on FaceTime and interact with each other in that way, which isn't something that we would have ordinarily done. Because we see each other frequently, we may not take that extra time to actually FaceTime one another and really bring each other into each other's days. So I think that's been a really good thing. And also with friends as well, I've been having so many FaceTime conversations with my friends also, which is something again that we wouldn't have been able to do before, because we were also busy with our own lives going about the days. What we would do is just send WhatsApp messages, whereas now it's like the option of seeing each other or actually spending time with each other has been taken out of our hands. What we're finding is we're now actually communicating a lot more, so we're calling each other, messaging each other, and we're FaceTiming each other a lot more than we did before, because now we can't physically interact. We have to use technology in the best way we can to communicate and stay connected with one another. Another great thing about everybody being on lockdown and being indoors is that the planet actually has a chance to breathe. Like, I don't even know if it's just in my head, but I feel like since we've been on lockdown, the air just looks brighter and feels fresher and feels cleaner. And I don't think it's just in my head actually, because I did read online that scientists have said that air pollution has dropped a lot in the UK since we've all been locked down. There's less cars on the road, there's less trains on the train tracks, there's less pollution in the air. So it gives the earth a chance to actually start healing itself and repairing itself. I think this has also been the case throughout the world. As the world has been on lockdown, it's really given the earth a chance to do what it needs to do, or should I say give God the chance to do what he needs to do in order to heal his land. So I think another great thing that has arisen from this whole pandemic is the sense of community spirit that we've been feeling over the past few weeks, because I feel like in the past few months, or few years should I say, since this whole Brexit thing has been happening, there's been a lot of hate, there's been a lot of friction and tension in terms of race and ethnicity. I feel like all of that has all of a sudden been silenced, and everyone's now focused on, oh my gosh, we're in this together, how are we all gonna survive this thing together, how are we all gonna pull through and get through this together. And it's just really been such camaraderie. I know there's also been people that have been selfish and stockpiling, buying out the stores and all of that, but generally speaking, I think it's just been a nice sense of community spirit. People have really been going the extra mile to do things for their neighbours, going shopping for their elderly neighbours, just really boosting each other's confidence and morale, and starting up Facebook groups, offering to give people things that they have excess of, and swapping things and sharing things, and just really looking out for one another. That's something that has definitely been happening a lot since this whole pandemic began. It's been amazing just seeing the sense of community spirit and everyone looking out for each other, and long may it continue. So one thing that I can say that's been very prevalent in my home, and something that I've definitely been more conscious of, is my waste. So I've made sure that we waste a lot less stuff than we did in the past. So for example, the other day I had a bag of potatoes which were sprouting, and historically in the past I would just throw them away because I used to not like the way the sprouts look, the way they come out of a potato. It used to like literally freak me out. So I'm like, no, I'll just throw the whole bag in the bin. But because of what was happening a couple of weeks ago and the way the grocery stores were, like, it was just hectic, it was mayhem. You couldn't find anything anyway. Half the shops were empty, and the stuff that was there, people were literally like ransacking the place. So because of all of that, I'm like, I'm not going to the shops anytime soon. Like, I've got enough in my house, I'm gonna work with what I have. So what I did is those potatoes that I usually would throw away, I peeled off all of those sprouts and I cooked those potatoes, and we made a nice shepherd's pie with it. So it just goes to show that when you have less options, you make the most of what you have, and that's what I found anyway so far. Since this whole thing has been happening, I've been wasting a lot less stuff, and I've been using the things that I have in my house, whereas before I would go and buy more food even though there's food at home. Now I'm working with what I have within the house, and I won't be buying any more until we've used up what we have at home. Another positive thing that I've taken from this whole experience is really counting my blessings. Like, we're just really fortunate to be in the UK, to be in this country, to have access to the healthcare system that we even have. Like, there's just so much to actually be thankful for. The fact that we actually can turn on our tap and have running water. The fact that when we do get sick, we can go straight to the hospital and we will be treated. Like, these are things that we took for granted before, but seeing how this is playing out in other countries in the world, I'm just so thankful that we are in the UK, that we do have the NHS, and that they are looking after us and they are looking out for our well-being. Another positive thing that I can take from this whole experience is the ability to slow down. It's like we've been given time to slow down and really just think about our lives, think about our priorities, think about our position in life, where we're trying to go to, our purpose, what we're trying to achieve. We've literally been given that time out to actually take a step back in order to take 10 steps forward, and to really think about what we're trying to achieve, where we're trying to go in life, what we're trying to do in life, what our purpose is, what our passions are. And I feel like we've really been given this time in order to reflect, and it's important to take this time and really use it wisely. Obviously look after our health and do all the things that we can to maintain a good health, but also let's take this time to really reflect on where we're trying to get to, really plan and prepare for the destination in which we're trying to get to. So we really need to have an attitude of gratitude and be thankful and not take things and people for granted. So I know for me, I used to take church for granted. Like, I would always be late for church. Every Sunday my husband would be like, let's go, we're running late. And I would just never get to church on time. And it's like, now there's actually no church, we can't go to church for the foreseeable future. And when that time does come and we're able to go again, I'm gonna appreciate it. I'm probably gonna be the first person there when the church building opens so that I can get to church. This is a time to really evaluate the things that are important in your life and really not take them for granted in the future. You know that saying, you don't know what you got till it's gone? Yep, that's how I'm feeling right now. So that's a really positive thing I've taken from this experience, is that you don't know what you got till it's gone. And now that it's gone, and I'm hoping that this is only a temporary thing, but while it's gone, I really appreciate it and I can't wait to have it back. So these are the pandemic positives that I've seen so far in the past few weeks, since all of this has been happening and since I've been in isolation and I've had time to really reflect and to really take stock of what's going on. If you have any other pandemic positives that you can think of, then please do share them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. In this time where so much chaos and confusion is happening and there's so much negativity, it will be good to really just share the positives that people are seeing, or even positive experiences and positive stories that you can share, great things that people have done, gestures that you've experienced, positive encounters that you've had with people over the last few weeks and months. I'll be interested to really hear them. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel, like and comment also, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will see you on my next video. Thanks again for watching, take care, bye.